Hello. Last week, the band Squid released their highly anticipated album, Oh Monolith, and my name is Andy, and I want to share my thoughts on it. For those who don't know too much about the post punk revival scene that has been emerging in the UK this past decade, I want to provide some context. Post punk is, yep, you guessed it, what happens after punk music. Punk has always been based around simplicity, and then some musicians in the late 70s decided that they should make their punk songs sound weirder. The instrumentation became more technically impressive, lyrics could range from political observations, introspective dwellings, and tended to be more serious than the new wave around them. Post-punk is such a broad term that many bands today do not share the same sounds in any capacity, and yet the ingenuity and their own desire to turn into lab rats is what makes this genre stand out from the wide variety of other music scenes. Squid is one of the larger bands to come out of the current day scene. After releasing a super duper debut record 2 years ago called Bright Green Field, the band has finally released their follow-up. Oh Monolith is such a broader album compared to their debut. While Bright Green Field was quick to address problems and solutions, Oh Monolith stays eclectic and refuses to answer the question, the hell was that? Undergrowth is a song about the cynicism and existential threat of simply existing, told from the perspective of furniture, and it is followed by a nightmarish piece about how the police are going to murder us all. I know, it's a lot, but the tonally changing guitars, steady drums, and a smorgasbord of effects and synth patches will have you further confused, but more importantly, grooving. Ollie Judge does a tremendous job at singing. I can hear all the words. I joke, but it's not easy to play drums like he is while singing. Have you ever drummed in 6/8 time while singing about the works of F. Scott Fitzgerald? Well, Ollie has, and I doubt you ever will. The part where this album really shines is its ability to always throw something completely out of pocket at you and make it sound like it deserves to be there. The third track, Siphon Song, does this extraordinarily well. Who knew falling shepherd's tones, vocoders, and jazzy guitars would mix so well together? It sounds like if Daft Punk hated the idea of people dancing to their music, in the best possible way. But Siphon Song is a great statement in Squid's discography. It's everything a Squid song wants to be. It's got the attitude of a French teenager smoking in front of the Musée d'Orsay, vague lyrics that could be about the struggles of addiction, and it sounds like a forgotten B-side from Plastic Beach that was slowed and reverbed. And it freaking sounds awesome. And the closer, which has a post-rock-esque title about bulls and swimming, is about, of course, the rats of England and how they are linked to the poverty crisis throughout all of England's history. Now, you must be thinking, Andy, you must love this album. You sound like a kid who was just given a $25 gift card to Best Buy. I would first say thank you for the compliment, and second, no. Oh Monolith keeps experimenting with their sound, and sometimes it doesn't pay off. After the Flash keeps wanting to grow and grow, but there's something stopping it. And ultimately, the song feels anticlimactic, and the slower pace of the album forces listeners to sit back and listen to these experiments, whether they are successful or not. The album is good, but it's hard not to be drawn to Bright Green Field more. Bright Green Field feels like a group of astronauts are launching off of Earth and deep into a wormhole, where there's no clue on what is on the other side. But Oh Monolith is the other side. And instead of the fast pace of a rocket ship going kaboom, we are floating gently and getting little vignettes into where to go next. Oh Monolith seems like a transition towards something that only Squid may know where they are going. Or they don't, and are just enjoying the ride. Either way, Oh Monolith by Squid is a 7.5 out of 10. If you liked this album, you should check out other bands like The Murder Capital, who released a great LP earlier this year, as well as Opus Kink, Cola, and Wurmduscher. Thank you all for listening to this review of Oh Monolith by Squid. If you have any different opinions, let me know somehow. I'm on the internet. You can follow me on Twitter at AndyTold, or leave a comment on this very video. And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or a secret third thing, then follow me on Twitter again. Let me know there. That's where I live. That is my home. My little yurt is based solely in that blue website. Thank you so much for listening, and as a piece of advice, please form your own opinions on the music. Can't just be me doing all the heavy work.